Education is not just about acquiring knowledge. It's about finding meaning in what we learn. When students understand why they are learning something, their motivation, focus, and performance transform completely. Purpose gives direction to learning. It turns a task into a mission and information into inspiration. Learning with purpose means knowing the reason behind every effort. It's about connecting classroom lessons to real-life goals, personal dreams, or contributions to society. When students realize that their studies can help them solve real-world problems or achieve something meaningful, learning stops being a burden and becomes a choice. Purpose transforms the learning process from memorization to understanding. It awakens curiosity, persistence, and a sense of ownership. When learners have a clear why, even challenges become opportunities for growth. Purpose gives them the strength to continue when things get tough. It becomes their inner compass guiding them forward. Teachers, parents, and mentors play a crucial role in helping students discover this sense of purpose. It starts with questions like, what impact do you want to make? Or, how will what you're learning today help you tomorrow? Okay? When education connects with life goals, it no longer feels forced. It feels fulfilling. When purpose enters learning, the mind expands, creativity flourishes, and confidence grows. Students don't just aim to pass exams, they aim to make a difference. And that truly is the power of purposeful education. When students understand why they're learning something, they feel inspired to engage more deeply. Purpose gives direction and meaning to effort, replacing external pressure with internal drive. Instead of studying for grades, they study to achieve goals that matter to them personally. A sense of purpose helps learners concentrate on what truly matters. It minimizes distractions because they can connect their studies to a bigger vision. This focus leads to better retention, deeper understanding, and greater discipline in their academic journey. When learning gets difficult, purpose keeps students going. It gives them emotional strength to overcome setbacks because they see challenges as steps toward their goal. Purpose turns failure into feedback and mistakes into lessons for growth. Purpose links classroom knowledge with real-world applications. Students begin to see how their subjects connect with their interests, future careers, and community needs. This relevance increases curiosity and encourages lifelong learning. When learners connect their studies to who they want to become, it builds self-awareness and confidence. They start believing in their potential and take pride in their progress. Purpose empowers them to see education as a reflection of their identity and dreams. Learning with purpose encourages students to think beyond themselves. They begin to see education as a tool for creating positive change in the world. This mindset nurtures empathy, leadership, and a desire to contribute meaningfully to society. Would you like me to add a title description, video reason, timestamps, keywords, 500 chars, and hashtags? 500 chars like your previous speeches? Cool. Purpose is the spark that ignites true motivation in learning. When students understand the deeper meaning behind what they study, they no longer view education as a forced obligation, but as an exciting journey toward their dreams. Purpose transforms the I have to study mindset into I want to learn. It connects every lesson, every book, and every classroom discussion to something personal and meaningful, whether it's a career goal, a passion, or a desire to make a difference in the world. When learners see a clear connection between their studies and their future aspirations, their energy and enthusiasm naturally increase. They begin to set goals, take initiative, and find joy in the process of discovery. Instead of studying only to pass exams or please others, they engage because they truly care. This inner motivation fuels consistency and determination. It helps them push through boredom, frustration, or failure, because they know every step brings them closer to a purpose that matters to them. Teachers and mentors play a crucial role in helping students uncover this sense of purpose by linking subjects to real-world applications. For example, a student studying science might feel motivated when they realize that understanding biology can help them one day become a doctor, researcher, or environmentalist. Similarly, a student passionate about art or writing may find purpose in using creativity to inspire or tell powerful stories. Purpose gives every effort value and turns ordinary study sessions into stepping stones toward a meaningful life path. When learners have a clear sense of purpose, their attention sharpens naturally. Purpose acts like a compass, guiding the mind toward what truly matters and filtering out distractions that do not serve their goals. In today's fast-paced world filled with constant noise, endless notifications, and competing priorities, having a purpose gives students the clarity to stay centered. It helps them prioritize their time, energy, and effort toward meaningful learning rather than aimless activity. Students who understand why they are learning are less likely to get lost in confusion or procrastination. Their focus deepens because they see every lesson as part of a bigger picture, a stepping stone towards something important. Whether that goal is personal success, community impact, or self-growth, purpose keeps their attention anchored to progress. Instead of studying out of fear or obligation, they study with direction and curiosity. This focused mindset leads to better understanding, stronger memory retention, and more effective problem solving. Purpose-driven focus also builds discipline. When students encounter distractions or challenges, they can remind themselves of their why, and it becomes easier to return to their goals. They begin to value consistency over perfection, effort over excuses. Each task, no matter how small, becomes a deliberate choice aligned with their purpose. Over time, this clarity of focus transforms the learning experience. It turns routine study habits into purposeful actions and ordinary learners into deeply engaged thinkers who pursue excellence with intent and passion. Purpose is the inner strength that keeps learners moving forward, even when the path becomes difficult. Every student faces moments of frustration. When lessons seem too complex, grades fall short of expectations, or motivation begins to fade. But when a learner has a clear sense of purpose, they view these challenges differently. Instead of seeing obstacles as reasons to give up, they see them as opportunities to grow stronger and wiser. Purpose gives them a reason to persist, a reminder that every setback is temporary, and every effort brings them closer to their dreams. When students connect their education to something meaningful, such as a future career, a passion, or a desire to help others, they develop a powerful why that fuels perseverance. This sense of direction allows them to endure failure without losing faith in themselves. They start to understand that learning is not always easy, but it is always worth it when guided by purpose. Difficult exams, long study hours, and even moments of doubt become tests of character rather than barriers. Purpose transforms frustration into focus and fear into determination. Resilience grows naturally when students believe that what they are working toward has value. They learn to bounce back after mistakes, adapt to new challenges, and keep their eyes fixed on long-term goals. Instead of letting failure define them, they use it to refine their skills and strengthen their mindset. Purpose-driven learners don't stop when things get tough. They push through because they know why they started. And it is this powerful connection between purpose and persistence that builds not only academic success, but also emotional maturity and lifelong strength. Purpose bridges the gap between what students learn and how it applies to the real world. When learners can see the direct connection between their lessons and their lives, education stops feeling abstract and starts feeling meaningful. Every concept, formula, or theory gains significance when it is tied to a purpose that resonates with the learner's goals, passions, or values. Relevance brings learning to life. It transforms classroom information into practical knowledge that can be used to solve problems, make decisions, and create change. When students understand the why behind their subjects, they no longer ask, when will I ever use this? Instead, they begin to recognize how each topic contributes to their personal and professional growth. Mathematics becomes the foundation for logical thinking. Science nurtures curiosity about the world, and literature opens doors to empathy and communication. Purpose gives context, helping students realize that every subject plays a role in shaping their abilities and preparing them for real-life challenges. Moreover, when learning feels relevant, engagement naturally increases. Students become more curious, ask deeper questions, and seek to explore beyond textbooks. They start to connect what they learn in school to their communities, future careers, and everyday experiences. For example, a student passionate about environmental protection may find new meaning in studying chemistry or geography, as these subjects help them understand ecosystems and sustainability. This personal connection keeps the learning process alive, dynamic, and fulfilling. Relevance also encourages lifelong learning. When students see education as useful and applicable beyond the classroom, they develop a continuous desire to grow and adapt. Purpose-driven relevance transforms education from memorizing facts into understanding life. It helps learners see that every piece of knowledge is a tool that can be used to shape their future, solve real problems, and make a meaningful difference in the world around them. When students learn with a sense of purpose, they begin to see education as a reflection of who they are and who they aspire to become. Purpose connects learning to identity. It helps learners understand themselves, their passions, and their potential. Instead of feeling lost in a system that tells them what to study and how to think, they begin to take ownership of their educational journey. Every achievement, no matter how small, reinforces their belief that they are capable, strong, and moving towards something meaningful. A clear purpose gives students direction, and with direction comes confidence. They no longer measure their worth solely through grades or comparisons with others. Instead, they evaluate their growth through personal goals and progress. This shift builds self-trust and emotional stability. When they know why they are learning, they feel more grounded and self-assured. They recognize that education is not about pleasing others. It's about empowering themselves to reach their dreams and contribute to something larger than themselves. Purpose also shapes identity by helping learners discover their strengths and values. Through meaningful learning, students uncover what excites them, what challenges them, and what kind of impact they want to make in the world. This self-discovery leads to a stronger sense of individuality. They begin to see their education not as a series of disconnected subjects, but as a personal story of growth and ambition. Purpose-driven learning cultivates a mindset of confidence. Students become less afraid of failure because they know that every experience contributes to their personal development. When confidence and identity align with purpose, learning becomes a form of self-expression. Students start to view their studies as a reflection of their character, passion, and dreams. They become more proactive, take creative risks, and develop leadership qualities. Purpose empowers them to believe that they are not just learners, but change-makers, individuals capable of shaping their own destiny through the power of education and self-belief. When learning is driven by purpose, it expands beyond personal success. It becomes a tool for creating positive change in the world. Purposeful learners are not content with simply gaining knowledge. They seek to use that knowledge to make a difference. This mindset transforms education from a self-centered pursuit into a collective mission. Students begin to realize that what they learn today can impact the lives of others tomorrow. They see their education as a responsibility, an opportunity to give back, and a pathway to meaningful contribution. Purpose encourages empathy and compassion. Learners start to understand that their talents and skills hold value not just for themselves, but for their communities and society at large. A student who learns medicine with a purpose dreams not only of becoming a doctor, but of healing others and improving healthcare. A student passionate about technology may aim to create innovations that make life easier or more inclusive. This connection between learning and service nurtures a deeper sense of fulfillment. It gives education a moral and emotional dimension that goes beyond academic achievement. When purpose inspires contribution, students become active participants in shaping the world around them. They engage in community projects, volunteer work, and initiatives that align with their values. They begin to ask questions like, how can I use what I know to help others? Or what can I create that leaves a positive mark? Such questions shift the focus from competition to collaboration, from personal gain to collective progress. Purpose-driven contribution also builds leadership and social awareness. It teaches learners that success is not only about reaching the top, but about lifting others along the way. Through this realization, education evolves into a powerful force for unity and hope. When students learn with the intention to serve, they cultivate kindness, responsibility, and a vision for a better future. Qualities that transform both the learner and the world they live in. In the end, learning with purpose is what transforms education from routine to revelation. It gives students not just the knowledge to survive, but the wisdom to thrive. Purpose shapes who we are, what we strive for, and how we contribute to the world. It fuels motivation, strengthens focus, builds resilience, and connects our education to something far greater than ourselves. When we learn with purpose, we learn not just to pass tests, but to understand life, not just to reach success, but to create impact. Every lesson becomes a step toward growth. Every challenge a chance to rise higher. Education, then, is no longer about memorizing facts. It becomes a journey of meaning, identity, and contribution. So let us inspire every learner to discover their why, to find the reason that drives their curiosity and their courage. Because when purpose leads the way, learning becomes limitless, and that is where true education begins.